Hello everyone and welcome back to Global TC. We are here at Suzuka for our 12th event of the season, and with just a quarter of the season left to go after today, well, it's getting pretty exciting at the top of the championship. I hope you have all enjoyed the series so far in what is our first season, but in the 10th season of the wider league Next Generation Motorsport. I certainly have so far, and I'm ready for more exciting racing action here today at the Suzuka East Circuit, or the Suzuka Short Circuit as you may well know it. The shortest layout of the Suzuka circuit, where it is just the S section and the straight. And well, what could possibly go wrong with that? We should see some more exciting action ahead of the final quarter of the season. So, I hope you're all ready. Let's go and have a look at the starting grid for race 1. So, at the back of the field, we see the driver currently sitting 5th in the championship. It's Tyler Davison on the hard compound tyres. Ahead of him, it's Lewis Francis, 7th in the championship on the mediums. Then we see Adrian Tisci on the hard tyres ahead of them. Also Dylan Varstenberg, 4th in the championship. He's right in the fight as well. Daniel Solon, I should say, next up on the grid on the soft compound tyres. Then Matt Pulio also on soft compound tyres. Albert Asante, 2nd in the championship. His best qualifying of the season there in 13th on hard tyres. And it is Liam Jones, championship leader on mediums. Ben Driscoll again on soft to race 1. Then it's Carlo Durante on the hards. John Fingal has gone with mediums for race 1, just behind Preston Brennan there in the Mercedes race 1 winner last time out on the mediums. Then it's Kieran Kevan and Scott Sandover both starting race 1 on the soft compound tyres. Then we see it's 3 front-wheel drive cars, Jonathan Mills, Adam Richardson and then Adam Lee, all choosing to start race 1 on the medium tyre, saving their soft for race 2. And then on the front row, we have Vishay Shah in the Mercedes, and on pole position, once again, it is Andre Jamil on the medium compound tyres, looking to try and take another win in his season. So we are ready to go racing then. And we are racing for the first time here today at Suzuka, and it's a flying start there from the Mercedes of Vishay Shah, who charges into the lead of the race ahead of Andre Jamil as they head towards the first turn for the first time here today. And it is Shah ahead of Jamil, Sandover and Kevin side by side for third place there. Kevin with a flying start up the order. He's making moves on his soft compound tyres in the Toyota, going around the outside of Scott Sandover there at turn 1. Sandover also on softs, both of those drivers making good starts there up the field already, putting the pressure on the back of the Alfa Romeo of Andre Jamil as they head through the S sections here for the first time today. And we can see side-by-side racing there. They're still trying to force their way past the Alfa Romeo ahead. Kevin with a good inside line there. He's going to clear Andre Jamil as they make their way through the first lap here. Sandover stuck behind his teammate though for now. Jamil on those medium tyres, just holding him up a little bit. But Adam Liu just further behind there, dropping back, as is Adam Richardson and Jonathan Mills there, just behind them. Got a group of cars there, all on medium or hard compound tyres. But up at the front, Vishay Shah on the mediums, on the soft, ahead of Kieran Kevin, also on the soft tyres. And we see side-by-side racing there. That's Matt Pulio and Albert Asante. Matt Pulio 9th in the championship, Albert Asante 2nd in the championship. You can see him there getting the mix. We look all the way through to the back of the field. Lewis Francis, not the start he would have wanted. He's dropped back a little bit, and he is running at the very back of the back here as we see Pulio has got a bit of a run here on the Alfa Romeo of Carlo Durante as they head down the straight. Ford versus Alfa Romeo as they head towards the first corner. Durante on the hards, Pulio on the softs. This should be a fairly easy move for the Ford driver as he gets it down the inside of turn 1 here. Looking good there for the Ford driver, gets the move done nice and quickly. Behind him you can see in the Mitsubishi, that is Daniel Solon trying to make some moves as well there, also on soft compound tyres for race 1 here. Starting deep in the field, they're going to have to try and make some progress in this one as Solon goes side by side there, and he's going to get the move done on Durante. Surely does just about get it done there on the San Marino driver. As we see further up the field there, we can see the front wheel drive cars getting swallowed up here by the rear wheel drive BMW of Ben Driscoll. He started down in the deep part of the mid-pack of the field. He now makes his way up into 5th position. Next up will be Scott Sandover, who is still stuck looking at the back bumper of his teammate, but up at the front, Kieran Kevin right on the back of Vishay Shah here in the early stages of the race. Toyota versus Mercedes for the win, it looks like, at the moment. As we now see the battle for third position, Ben Driscoll trying to get involved here with Scott Sandover. Sandover just struggling to find his way past his teammate. We've said it already this season. It's easier to pass someone that's not in the same car than you as compared to when trying to pass someone that is in the same car as you. Because when you're racing against someone in the same car, as we see here, Ben proving that perfectly as he goes past Scott Sandover. But that could actually give the chance to Sandover to now pass his teammate. So maybe I'm going to get proven wrong here. As Sandover goes down the inside, he is going to get that position. He's up into 3rd place, and that's an important move for him there. But often you will find when you and the driver you're racing with both are strong and weak in the same places, it's hard to find an overspeed to make that pass happen, and we see there a little bit of an advantage there as they started to battle behind. Andre Jamil not quite able to fend off two drivers at the same time there. That has now allowed Scott Sandover up into third position. Vishay Shah and Scott Sandover running first and third. The two drivers that so far this season have not won a race. They are the only two left in this field here. As we look back to the middle of the pack, Matt Pulio racing side by side with Jonathan Mills as they come through. The S's now ahead of them. That is Adam Richardson in the Volkswagen, and then we see the Renault of Adam Lee. Two drivers who had strong starts to the season, but now it seems their season not quite going to plan as they now find themselves in the bottom three of the championship. Matt Pulio making the move there on Mills as they entered the final corner there past the pit entry, and we see a bit of a wide moment there from one of those cars, but there we see Jonathan Mills now having to look in his mirrors as Daniel Solon is the one that's going to be putting the pressure on as they head down the main straight once more here. Start lap 5 of 14. Pulio got a decent exit there, but the VW and the other front-wheel drive cars tend to have better top speed there due to their lack of traction coming out of the corners with the front-wheel drive system, meaning that they have to have a bit more power to compensate for that, which does give them a bit more top end at the end of the straights, and for now that seems to be helping Adam Richardson. Continues to stay ahead at the moment, but you can see here as they come through the S's, gives a chance for those soft tyres on that Ford to be put to good use here. And you can see there doing just that is Matt Pulio in the American flag liveried car, making his way up into 7th position. Now next up for him will be Adam Liu, as Richardson will now have to look in his mirrors at Jonathan Mills, and then the Mitsubishi of Daniel Solon as well on soft tyres here. As there we see Pulio getting on the grass there, two wheels on the grass. It's a slightly risky moment there for him there as he gets up behind the Renault of Adam Lee, and that's going to really hurt his exit, and he's got no chance now of passing into turn one, at least you'd think so. As we look behind Jonathan Mills, right on the back of Adam Richardson as they head down towards the first turn, but still stuck in fifth place, I should say, sorry. Ben Driscoll stuck behind Andre Jamil, who's putting up a very strong defensive drive at the moment there in the Alfa Romeo, which is not as strong as it has been at other points of this season, but at the moment looking pretty good in this race. As now we see Daniel Solon trying to make this move on Adam Richardson on lap 7 of 14. Gets around the outside of turn 1. Now it's going to be on the inside here for the S's, and you can see the soft tyres just being used that little bit harder there as they go through the first few corners of the lap, and Solon up into 8th position there. An important move now because you can see Matt Pulio getting held up a little bit here by Adam Liu as they make their way through the S's. This could give an opportunity to Daniel Solon as they come through here now. Solon in the Mitsubishi trying to make this move on the Ford ahead of him. He's going to try and carry some momentum around the outside of that corner. That's going to get him down the inside now, but that could actually hurt him as he now finds himself stuck behind Adam Lee. That could give Pulio the chance to dive down the inside. He can't. A bit of contact there as they come through there. Very narrow part of the racetrack, but Solon does get the move done there on Matt Pulio, who drops back and immediately looking to try and get some or a chance there at a repass as they come out of the final corner. The drive there as Solon had to check up a little bit as he got a bit too close to the back of the Renault on corner exit. Could give a chance to Pulio in the Ford, but as they come down the main straight, the Mitsubishi looks like it has slightly better top end speed as they head down towards turn 1, and it is going to be Solon who does get that move done on Pulio. Nicely done there for two drivers racing each other, both on soft tyres here, as you see Solon still trying to make his way through the field. Pulio right with him though, so this battle is not over just yet, and they're still stuck behind the Renault of Adam Liu, and Pulio actually is going to get that position back as they head through the S's, but as the direction flip-flops around, the advantage flip-flops around too, and Solon does just get to the inside of Liu. That's going to force Pulio to check up just a little bit behind them, and that is Solon up into 6th position now, ahead of Adam Liu and into the top 6 positions. Next up for him will be trying to reel in the BMW ahead of him of Ben Driscoll, who is still stuck behind the Alfa Romeo of Andre Jamil here as we see them heading through the S's. Ben Driscoll still behind him, and you can see it's not easy to pass here. It seems like drivers are having to really push to try and find a way past, but some drivers are finding it easier than others here as the Mitsubishi is going to get alongside the BMW as they head through the S's. Could this be the encouragement that Driscoll needs? Yes, it is. He's going to find a way down the inside, and again, just like last time when Sandover passed Jamil, it seems like it's much easier to defend one car on softs than it is to defend two. When you've got both of them side by side behind you, you have to pick a line, and at the end of the day, you can only block one of the pair of them, and that has allowed Driscoll to finally make his way past and up into 4th position there, as Jamil feels more necessary to try and fend off the Mitsubishi of Solon here. As we see the top two, they've been nose to tail all race long here. Shah ahead of Kevin, two similarly coloured cars, one slightly shinier than the other there, but look at that, that's Shah coming into the pits. That is Vishay Shah in the Mercedes a week after or 2 weeks after they got their first ever win in the series, the Mercedes manufacturer. They're coming to the pits here on what looked like a pretty set win for him there. Had the pressure, and Kevin obviously pushed his tyres too hard there. And just to show how quick they'd been before that pit stop, Shah comes out comfortably in a second position still. So looks like he'll salvage something from this race. But sadly, tyre trouble there for Vishay Shah. He's had to come into the pit lane, and that has handed race victory here to the Toyota of Kieran Kevin as he makes his way around the final corner here for the final time in race 1. It's looking like it's going to be a win for Toyota, and it's a win for Kieran Kevin. Finally, he's qualified well for the first time, and he's backed it up with a race 1 victory. Kieran Kevin wins race 1 at Suzuka there in a surprise fashion at the end of that one. So here we have the official results for race 1 here at Suzuka. 19 seconds is the gap in the end there between Kevin and Shah. Shah, heartbreak there. One of our 2 winless drivers there, finishing second once again. Not what he would have wanted at all, but still crucially for the man that sits at the bottom of the championship, it's good points. It's something that he can build on, and as we get later in the season, his championship chances may well be struggling, but he's not out of it entirely. Behind them, Scott Sandover rounding out the podium positions. Outside the top 8, we see Adam Richardson in 9th place there, Jordan Fingal in at 10th position, 11th Jonathan Mills, Preston Brennan in at 12th place, Carlo Durante in 13th, Albert Asante second in the championship in 14th, and first in the championship, Liam Jones just behind him in 15th position. Adrian Tishy just missing out on the points for race 1 there. As we see the other drivers missing out on points, Tyler Davison made some progress in race 1 from 19th to 17th, so that's 2 positions for him gained. Lewis Francis gets into 18th place, and Dylan Vastenberg drops down to 19th there. Now it's time to look at the starting grid for race 2 here, and at the back of the field, as we mentioned, is Dylan Vastenberg, this time on the medium compound tyres. Lewis Francis just ahead of him on the hard tyres. Then it's Tyler Davison going with softs for race 2. Ahead of them we then see Adrian Tishy on the soft tyres as well, so both those Toyotas on soft tyres. Ahead of them Liam Jones on soft tyres, Albert Asante also on soft tyres, lots of drivers in this race on soft tyres. Carlo Durante ahead of them, another on soft tyres, Preston Brennan then on soft compound tyres, Jonathan Mills then also on soft compound tyres. You may see where this is going. Jordan Finkel though breaks the sort of theme we had going there. He goes for hard tyres. Adam Richardson on the soft compound tyres there to bring us back to normality. Matt Pulio though on the medium tyre soft using his soft from race 1. Adam Liu on soft for race 2. Then it's Daniel Solon there. We have Andre Jamil and Ben Driscoll just ahead of him. And as we look to the top 3, Scott Sandover in 3rd place. Then it is Vishay Shah in 2nd. And on pole position for race 2 here at the circuit Suzuka, let's have a look. It's Kieran Kevin in the Toyota. And we are ready. And we are racing for the 2nd time here today at the Suzuka circuit, and it's a good start there from Kieran Kevin from pole position. He looks like he's going to have a clean run into the first turn as Driscoll's looking to make some moves here as they head towards the first bend. Now Sandover on the rear bumper of Shah, already pushing hard as they go into the first turn of the race. And you see single file for the first few cars there, but then you see that's Adam Liu side by side with Daniel Solon. Solon who's just softs in race 1 now, having to try and make his way through the rest of this event without those soft tyres available to him. We see that move done nicely by Liu as Driscoll drops his wheels off the racetrack there slightly. That's going to give Liu a better chance to make that move, but as they make their way through the SST, going to get a bit boxed in there, and Adam getting a bit stuck there in the Renault, trying to make the move here. An important one it is as he comes through the SST here, trying to carry some momentum. That lighter weight car in theory good in these corners, but with the front wheel drive system means it struggles a little bit on traction on corner exits especially, and through long corners like that it can be a bit tricky for the Renault, but he does get that move done on Driscoll finally, as we see the field funneling their way through. Pulio and Albert Asante once again finding themselves near each other on the racetrack. Asante though, this time on the soft tyres, gets that move done ahead of the Ford. And you can see as we make it their way through the field, at the back of the field still quite a few Toyotas down there for them at the moment, but hopefully that will change as the event goes on. As we see Liu now in the slipstream or Sandover as they head towards turn 1 for lap 2. And Liu looks like he's got some speed here. Speaking of speed, we've got Andre Jamil trying to attack at Ben Driscoll in race 1. We saw Driscoll getting held up a whole race long almost by the Alfa Romeo that he now finds in his mirrors. Can the Alfa Romeo make the move though? As we see Adam Richardson, he's making his way through the field as well. It's a good race to be named Adam, it seems, both of those on soft compound tyres. Or maybe it's just having an A at the start of your first name. Andre Jamil there making some moves as well as he tries to get himself past Ben Driscoll here. As they go through the S, as you can see, the pack racing we have on offer here once again. These cars cannot get off each other. As Brennan there making a move side by side with Pulio, he gets the move done there. Brennan followed through by Liam Jones, another driver on soft tyres for this race. Jones, of course, the championship leader. Keep an eye on him in this one as he tries to make something happen, try and improve his championship chances, as of course being the leader of the championship has its strengths but also has its weaknesses. The success ballast of qualifying in race 1 has seemingly survived that for now, but now in race 2 on soft tyres wants to try and make the progress. As Adam Liu and Andre Jamil have both got past Sandover here. Next up in their path will be Vishay Shah in the Mercedes, who goes a little bit defensive as they head towards turn 1, goes back onto the racing line as they get to the turn-in point now, and he will hold that position as they head through the first corner. But Renault trying to put some pressure on him. Adam Liu knows he needs to try and make this move fairly quickly, and it looks like he's going to do that now as he gets a really good exit out of that first corner, and he's going to get down the inside as they head of the S's and use those soft tyres to good advantage there. He gets up into that second position. Kieran Kevin will be the next up the road, and crucially for Liu, he gets a car between him and Andre Jamil and Adam Richardson, and then Albert Asante, Jonathan Mills, and the list goes on and on and on. So many drivers just behind them on soft tyres here that are charging their way through the field in race 2. And you can see Adam Richardson there trying to take advantage actually of Jamil getting stuck a little bit, but that's now going to give Jamil the inside line as they head there, and he has to be careful there. It's so tricky through that kink. It is so tight. Can't really go side by side through there, and we're seeing lots of drivers, especially on the inside, having to back out as they head through there. Matthew Richardson just about ahead of Jamil, but as they come out of the final corner, Jamil with a slightly better exit as Richardson got slightly wide there. You can see him making that move back on him. But speaking of moves being made, that is this one's for the race lead. Adam Liu takes the lead of the race, and it's been a while since we've said that, but it is Renault back to the point here in this one. Liu leads into turn 1. Kieran Kevin, race 1 winner, drops to P2. Behind him there, Vishay Shah still holding on as we see Jamil and Richardson still side by side here, with the Mercedes sort of being a bit of a cork in the bottle here as they make their way out of the first couple of corners. And Richardson looking to try and make that move stick on Jamil. Looks like he has just about got it done there. Jamil still looking to try and find a way back past as we Sandover now, feeling the pressure from Albert Asante as they head through the S section here. The Toyota driver, second in the championship. Just 2 wins to his name so far this season, but he wants to try and add to that. But crucially, more than anything, just getting consistent points. That's been his the key to his season so far. And currently running up in 6th position. That looks like it's going to continue. Now he sees a bit of a chance to make a move here on Jamil. We said this is a tricky part of the racetrack. Look at the cars having to back up a little bit through there. And we see side-by-side racing here between Brennan and Mills. Both of these drivers on soft compound tyres for this race. And as they come through the final corner, you see them still side-by-side. Mills looks like he's got the better of Brennan, though, as they come out of there. And they're still side-by-side. And actually, Mills has got a really good exit. He's going to pull alongside Sandover, and that's going to allow Jones, it looks like, behind them to get in the mix as well here. So got several cars getting involved. Brennan a bit boxed in there behind the Alfa Romeo of Sandover as Jones gets up into 9th position, their championship leader, making important moves here in this one. Now on the back of Jonathan Mills, as we see side-by-side racing. Driscoll already down to 13th position. It seems like once you lose 1 or 2 positions, it's really hard to get back in the groove here. We have this many drivers on soft compound tyres. This is working out well for some, but less well for others, as Shah continues to hold on. I do wonder if we'll see a similar situation with him as we have with Driscoll, where as soon as one car can find their way past him, he may drop like a stone, but for now it's looking really good for him and Kieran Kevin, running in the podium positions, not on soft tyres. Both of the Kieran Kevin actually on the hards, as we see Shah on the mediums. And you can see, look at all of these drivers all on soft tyres. They're too busy battling with each other. They're not finding their way forward here, as you see Asante getting squeezed on the inside there again. Mills up into 6th position with Liam Jones shadowing him through the field here, the Honda and the Mitsubishi. And now look at that, Mills to the outside. Oh, he's going to get pushed out into the grass there by Andre Jamil. Goes very wide, and that may hurt his exit a little bit. Jones, though, just behind, seemed he got held up a little bit as well. As we see Albert Asante now in the Toyota's top speed has not been its strength, especially when you compare it to a manufacturer like Mitsubishi. It has quite a strong top speed, but as they head to the first turn here, looks like Asante's going to go for the move down the inside of turn 1, and looks like he's just about going to get this one done, or is he? They're still side by side as they make their way through the first couple of bends, and you can see Mills just still stuck in this train of cars. It's Jones and Asante side by side here, top 2 in the championship, going door to door here at the Suzuka circuit. As they know, they're getting to the important part of the season now. Every single point matters more than ever. And you can see this train still being held up at the front of it. Actually saying that though, Vishay Shah has finally been passed by a couple of them. That's Adam Richardson and Andre Jamil passed, but now it's Kieran Kevin who leads this group. And look at it, I said they may drop like a stone as soon as they lose 1 or 2 positions here. And that is happening. There's a little bit of contact there. Shah trying to make his way back around the outside of a couple of these cars. Doesn't want to get pushed too wide though, as we see them diving back down out of the final corner. And that has mixed up the pack a little bit there. So Adam Richardson now up into third place, but he is now the one doing the attacking on the back of Kieran Kevern. But it's not a great exit for him. That's going to give Andre Jamil the chance to try and slipstream past him on the straight. Bit of a side draft there in the Alfa Romeo. Another car which is relatively strong on top end speed, but sort of for the opposite reason as to the front wheel drive cars. Unlike them, it's not because it struggles traction, it's actually because it's just that heavy. It's quite a big car, the Alfa Romeo, and you can see there struggling to try and make its way around the inside of Adam Richardson. Richardson, though, keeping his nose in here. Jamil trying to hold it around the outside, trying to take advantage here of the fact they're all getting a bit bottled up here by Kieran Kevern, and we've just swapped out the cars leading this group now. It seems as Shah's dropped through the field, we now see it's Kieran Kevern leading the way here in this group of cars. But don't forget, Adam Liu is leading this race still. He's way out front though. Look at the gap he has got on the minimap on the top right hand side of the screen. It is a big lead for Adam Liu at the moment. As you see there, this pack of cars all racing hard as once again we find ourselves in this pinch point here. Jamil has to lift off a little bit. That's going to give Adrian Tishy the chance to go all the way around the outside in his Toyota, and that's going to give him some momentum as they come onto the straight now, but he goes a little bit wide. Two wheels off into the grass. That might hurt his exit just a little bit here. Depends how brave he was feeling on this occasion. As they make their way down the main straight, we can see the Alfa Romeo trying to just out-drag the Toyota as they head into turn 1. And Kieran Kevern looks like it could be another move made into turn 1 by Andre Jamil. And Kevern loses out on that spot. Can he quickly get back onto the racing line? No, he can't. Mills is to his inside now. This is important now for Kevern just to try and reclaim his track position, just to stay in the middle of the road, block them off. But as you can see, it's almost impossible to do as now Richardson is going to attack him. But look at this. Can he quite fend him off? No, Richardson gets to the outside, which will then become the inside of the next bend, and Kevern really feeling the pressure now. When we said as soon as you lose one position it all seems to go a little bit wrong for you. The Toyota, it looks like it's got the better cornering compared to some of these other cars, but on the straights that is not its strength, and you can see there Andre Jamil on that Alfa Romeo with its strong top speed proving that to good use there as he goes down the inside of turn 1. And we see this racing now still side by side. Jones, oh, contact, big contact. That looks like Tyler Davison. Actually, no, sorry, that was Adrian Tishy getting to the back there of Liam Jones. And Liam Jones, that would have been a bit of a scare for the championship leader, not what he needed here. As he just wants a nice quiet race it, slowly making his way forward, and with Kieran Kevern still ahead of them. Now Kieran Kevern's been given a bit of a chance here, a break in the field, passing him non-stop, but he's going to have to feel the pressure once again here as they head to turn 1, and again the Toyota vulnerable into the first corner of the racetrack, and Jones down the inside has got the run and has got the move done there as he gets up another position here into 6th place. Albert Asante, the car ahead of him on the road, as we see Carlo Durante, Adrian Tishy now the next car's behind, as we now see Albert Asante trying to put some pressure on the Volkswagen of Adam Richardson just ahead. And again we see here a good example of the Toyota being stronger in the corners than some of its rivals, but just doesn't quite have the top end to make those passes sometimes in these races here. As we see Andre Jamil up at the head of the field still, Adam Liu controlling this race, but look at this, a little bit of a train forming behind Jamil here in the fight for 2nd place. Mills just behind Adam Richardson then, and we see Albert Asante at the back of this group here as they come through the final corner. 1 lap to go at the end of this one, but that's into the pit lane again. We're having a top car into the pits at the end of the race. This time it's Andre Jamil in the Alfa Romeo. We've seen Alfa Romeo tyre failures before, and it looks like we're seeing them again here. It's also Liam Jones, championship leader Liam Jones into the pit lane. That is critical for the championship here, but Adam Liu up at the front in 1st place ahead of Jonathan Mills and now Adam Richardson. It's a front wheel drive 1-2-3 in this race now, and that is not something I would have expected to say in this event or at any point this season. There's not many of them in the field. Let's remember that here as we see Adam Liu making his way through the S's for the final time here. Adam Liu coming towards the final corner here. He won the season opener all the way back at the Rebel Ring. He dominated the championship for the first few weeks of it. He hasn't been anywhere to be seen since, until now. Adam Liu is back in victory lane. He wins race 2 at Suzuka ahead of Jonathan Mills in 2nd place, and Adam Richardson makes it a front wheel drive 1-2-3 in race 2 here at Suzuka. So here we have our official results for race 2 here at Suzuka, and of course the win there, Adam Liu by 6.7 seconds there in the end. Jonathan Mills in 2nd place, Adam Richardson in 3rd place there for Volkswagen. 3 drivers who have not had the best of seasons recently. Behind them Albert Asante, Adrian Tishy, Carlo Durante, Preston Brennan and Andre Jamil in 8th in that race there. So we then see it's Liam Jones in 9th place, championship leader, dropping back to 9th after that late pit stop. Behind him, Tyler Davison, he was on softs for that race, but will start race 3 on pole position there. Vijay Shah just outside the reverse grid for him in 11th place. Behind him, Kieran Kevern in 12th, then Scott Sandover and Daniel Sodden, with Ben Driscoll taking the final point from race 2. Jordan Fingal in 16th place there, Matt Pulio in 7th, the two Americans just missing out on points, with Dylan Vostenberg and Lewis Francis just bringing up the back of the field. Now it's time to look at the starting grid for race 3 here at Suzuka. At the back of the field, we see Lewis Francis on soft compound tyres, and we see Dylan Vostenberg with soft compound tyres. Just ahead of them, Matt Pulio with hard compound tyres, and then we see the third and final driver on this grid starting on soft tyres there, Jordan Fingal. Ben Driscoll just ahead on mediums, then it is Daniel Solon just ahead of them, Scott Sandover in the Alfa Romeo. Ahead of him, Kieran Kevern there, the race 1 winner, starting 12th. Vijay Shah just missing out on the reverse grid. Then we see the race 2 winner, Adam Liu there, starting 10th. Jonathan Mills starting in the 9th position, just ahead of him. And it's Adam Richardson in 8th. We have Albert Asante just ahead of them. We then see another Toyota with Adrian Tisci, and then we see the Alfa Romeo of Carlo Durante. As we see the first 2 cars on the grid, it's Preston Brennan just behind Andre Jamil, but the front row for the final race here today is Liam Jones on the outside, and on pole position for the final race of the day, it's Tyler Davison. So the cars, the drivers, we're all ready for the final race of the day. And we are racing for the final time here in Suzuka, and it's a strong start from Tyler Davison, the four-wheel drive Toyota, getting the launch off the line there ahead of the Mitsubishi and the Alfa Romeo. The Mercedes all follow suit there as they dive into turn 1 here. Jamil looking to the outside of Jones as they head into the first turn here. Into turn 2, you can see there, Jones just about fending off the back of the Alfa Romeo as Brennan there getting side by side with Durante as they make their way on the exit and into the S's here. For the first time in a race 3, Brennan going very wide there actually. That could cost him that position to Durante as they make their way through this part of the racetrack. Behind them, 2 Toyotas, Asante and Tisci, making their way through there now. We can see the field flowing their way through these S's. The majority of it on hards, a few of them on mediums, and just 3 drivers all at the back of the pack on soft tyres. So it's going to be a strange one here in race 3 as we see Adrian Tisci side by side with his teammate Albert Asante. Asante has been the lead Toyota driver recently. His teammates have had their turns at the top of the Toyota pecking order, but Albert Asante has still, throughout the season so far, been the strongest of the group here, and seems like it's going to be staying that way here as we see him in 6th position there on medium tyres for this race, which is a good opportunity for him to try and get a solid result at the front of the field. Tyler Davison on medium tyres as we now see them file their way through the S's here. That is Jordan Fingal in the BMW on the back of Vijay Shah. Vijay Shah runner up in race 1 there, and Jordan Fingal, one of the 3 drivers on softs, trying to make a move, not quite able to get it done down the inside of there, but that is a tricky part of the racetrack. The grip he gets though as he comes through here, that's a very strong corner there from Jordan Fingal. He gets that move done nice and easily in the end as they make their way down the main straight. You can see Fingal now on the back of Jonathan Mills in the Honda behind him. Looks like Daniel Solon in the mix. He is trying to stay with this group of cars, trying not to lose too much ground here as those on soft tyres do begin to make their way through the field. Just ahead of Jordan Fingal, a couple of positions up the road, you see Dylan Vostenberg. He's on softs for this race in the Alfa Romeo, the white and red there. You see just behind the Toyota. As then we see that this is Jordan Fingal now look to try and continue make his way through the field here on the back of Adam Richardson now in the Volkswagen. As they come through here, further back down through the field, we see the highlighter orange of Lewis Francis, another driver. Can't miss him on soft tyres for this race as we see Jordan Fingal going down the inside there, up into 10th position into the top 10 as we approach the halfway point of the race. Progress so far solid for those on soft tyres, but they've got their work cut out here as we see Dylan Vostenberg now feeling the pressure from Jordan Fingal as they make their way through here, and now Fingal with a bit of a run there as we head through the S's. That's going to get him the position, might even give him a chance at Kevern just ahead there. He's going to get side by side with the Toyota driver now, but that's going to give him the inside line. This is not where drivers have wanted to be for the penultimate corner here, and you can see there, look at Kevern sending it around the outside. Contact between Vostenberg and Jordan Fingal as we there see Lewis Francis also now making his way up the order in 12th position, trying to make some moves here. It's a bit of a wide moment there for the Alfa Romeo of Vostenberg as he tries to make his way through the field. as we see Jordan Fingal side by side with him. And we said earlier in race 1, sometimes and in race 2 has to be said, sometimes your worst enemy are the other drivers on softs that you just end up getting stuck in a battle with. And it seems like it could be another situation like that here, as Jordan Fingal and Dylan Varstenberg, they're racing each other into turn 1 of lap 7 or 14 here. Lewis Francis behind them making a move on Adam Richardson. If he can get that move done, he could be a real contender in this battle with the other soft tyre runners here, as they now run all 3 of them together on track. But there's a little bit of a wide moment there for Tishy. That could give the chance to Varstenberg to try and change that as they make their way through the S's. Now Fingal looking to try and just alternate his racing line there with Varstenberg to try and find a way past the Alfa Romeo driver. The Dutchman, though, for now, is the one that's making moves as he gets up past Adrian Tishy, up into 8th position ahead of the Toyota driver there, as we see Jordan Fingal looking to try and back up a similar move. But look at this, Lewis Francis is on the back of the pair of them now. The Subaru driver trying to get in the mix here, as Fingal and Francis, the 2 drivers this season so far that have 4 wins to their name, the 2 most winningest drivers so far, both on softs for this race, racing against Dylan Varstenberg, as they all try to look for this race win here, all on soft tyres. And we can see them battling their way through the S's here. Still side by side, but we are now halfway through the race, and they're still only just inside the top 10, at least in the case of Dylan Varstenberg, who still finds himself racing with Kieran Kevern here. These guys are going to have their work cut out here to try and make some moves through this top 10 here. They've got a tyre advantage, they've got a grip advantage, but can they use it here, as Fingal is going to find himself on the inside there of Adrian Tishy, trying to get that move done, as we see him getting side by side. But now he's going to get alongside Kevern, but we've seen already this isn't the part of the track you want to be on. He has to back out a little bit, lets Kevern get the run around the outside, but thankfully for him, he holds on to that position from Adrian Tishy. Now with a nice tight line through the final corner, he might be able to get a sniff at the inside of Kieran Kevern. He does more than that, he passes him there. Kevern going a little bit wide there on his medium compound tyres, not able to get the grip that he wanted to get there. Fingal up into 8th position, Varstenberg 7th now, 6 cars ahead of them before they get to the lead of the field, but it is lap 9 or 14 already here, folks. These guys are running out of time in these quick sprint races. These drivers on softs are pushing hard. As we see Lewis Francis, the lowest of the soft runners here in 11th place. He's looking to go and try and go around the outside of Adrian Tishy here in the Toyota. They're having to get creative with these overtakes. Let's see Preston Brennan leading this group of cars at the moment on his hard compound tyres, just ahead of Albert Asante on the medium compound tyres here, as Lewis Francis now looking to try and follow through his fellow soft runners now, as he gets alongside the Toyota of Kieran Kevern. Through the S as they go, and he's got a good chance there of making that move, as Jordan Fingal just ahead of him there, Dylan Varstenberg as well, all in this queue of cars trying to make their way further through the field as they come through the kink here. And you can see side by side there, Jordan Fingal getting a bit of pressure from Lewis Francis as they come through that final corner again. Francis really wants to try and get up ahead of his fellow soft runners, put himself in that prime position to try and take this race victory. As they head down the main straight and on to lap 10, Lewis Francis getting a bit of an overlap there. Down the straight, the Subaru looks like it might have the legs to out-drag the BMW as they head into turn 1 here. The Alfa Romeo look in his mirrors here. He's got a new contender behind him on soft tyres, unless Fingal can fight back on the inside line here in that BMW. They're side by side still. Lewis Francis on the outside line. The Subaru trying to make that move stick. He's got the run as they now head into the S's. Jordan Fingal side by side with Lewis Francis still as they head through the S's. You can see them battling hard. They know that this is a potential win, and potentially putting themselves as the first driver to get to 5 wins is a big mark there, as Lewis Francis actually having an incredible S section here. Look at that. He's passed so many of them. He passes Varstenberg, he passes Asante, he passes Brennan. Next up, ahead of him now, it is Carlo Durante, but a little bit of contact there. Brennan not willing to take that one lying down. He goes into the door of his fellow orange car, although it has to be said, the orange on Brennan's car has nothing on the orange, of course, of Lewis Francis as he goes slightly wide of the final corner, but is side by side with Durante as they head down the main straight once more here. And Francis now has put himself in the strongest position of those on the soft compound tyres, the 3 of them now. But remember, there's only 4 laps left in this race, and there's 4 cars that Francis needs to overtake in this one. He's on the outside of Durante as they head into turn 1 here. The Subaru looks like he's got a good chance. He goes all the way around the outside here. The highlighter orange, impossible to miss, even on these nice long shots that we get of this circuit. And you can see Francis makes that move all the way around the outside of turn 1. He gets up into 4th position now. Got a bit of a gap to reel in now to the top 3 of Davison, Jones and Jamil. but he has got those soft tyres, so in theory, he can do it, as we see Vastenberg still in this train of cars. Fingal as well here. Vastenberg trying to fight so hard, he knows it's important, and he knows the time's running out. He's still in 8th place, and there's only 3 laps left at the end of this one. And look at that, now he's losing the position to Fingal of all people. This is worst case scenario. These two drivers, they are just getting caught up on each other, and the other drivers around them, they just can't move forward as quick as they need to. As now Vastenberg does finally, looks like he's got that move done on Albert Asante. Asante now with Jordan Fingal in his mirrors as they come through the final corner. But up there ahead of them, you can see Lewis Francis reeling in the lead group here. And this is hopes of victory really falling almost, maybe even hopes of a podium falling away here for Fingal and Vastenberg here as they head their way down the main straight. Vastenberg now with a little bit of clear ahead of them before he gets to Preston Brennan. That's going to be his next target in this one, as we can see there the BMW having to fend off from the Toyota as they head into turn 1 here. Bit of a Toyota sandwich for Jordan Fingal at the moment, getting a little bit held up it seems, as you now see him putting the pressure on the back of Albert Asante. He wants to get these moves done as quickly as he can. He needs to get these moves done as quickly as he can. He's on the back, he's going to go around the outside here, and that's the sort of move he's needed to make for the last, well, 5 laps now. But not only that, he's going to have a go at Vastenberg here. He's not done. We saw Francis with that incredible S section, but actually no, it's Vastenberg making the moves. He's now up past Brennan. He's going to have some clear out of him as well now before he gets to his teammate of Carlo Durante, who's a bit on his own at the moment ahead of them. But these drivers slowly making their way forward. But look at this, Lewis Francis, with 2 laps to go in this race, has reeled in the top 3 podium runners, whilst we see behind him Dylan Vastenberg now putting the pressure on the back of his teammate as they head down the main straight. Dylan Vastenberg here trying to get some points for himself and for his team, but he's having a fight here with his teammate of all people as the white and red versus the black and red. The Alfa Romeos dive into turn 1 here. Vastenberg just about getting ahead there of Carlo Durante, and that's an important move for him as we now go to 1 lap to go in this race. And it is Tyler Davison who leads the way ahead of Liam Jones, Andre Jamil, but Lewis Francis has reeled in this lead group. We saw him, he's caught them up, but can he pass them all? It's going to be near impossible for him to pull this one off. He's got 3 cars, he's got 1 lap, but he's got soft compound tyres here. The Subaru is going to be hunting them down here in this final lap, and he's already looking to try and find a way past to the Alfa Romeo of Andre Jamil. He's looking to the outside, and he's going to try and make it work here. He's got the traction on corner X at the Subaru, alongside with the Alfa Romeo as they head into the S's here. He needs to get this move done now, and it looks like he might just get it done now, as they're still side by side, and that is Francis up and clear past Jamil. He's into the podium positions now. 2 cars between him and victory, and you can see them just ahead. Davison, a little bit of a buffer between him and Jones. That might just be enough for him to hold on to this victory, as we see Francis now looking to the outside. He's going to try and make the move now, and he is making the move now on Liam Jones with just a couple of corners to go in this race. Tyler Davison is your race leader, but will he win the race as they come through the final corner for the final time? It's Lewis Francis on the back of him. It's Lewis Francis looking to the outside as they come through the final corner. Francis a little bit wide. He kicks up some grass. Tyler Davison, he's going to hold on. Tyler Davison wins race 3 at Suzuka, and what a thrilling finish to that one we've just witnessed, folks. Well, here we have the official results after an incredible race 3 there. At times I thought those soft tyre runners were never going to get to the front, and also, well, maybe 2 of them didn't quite get all the way there. Lewis Francis certainly did that. He gets to second there, just 3/10 off the race winner. Liam Jones there in 3rd position, leading the championship coming into this event. A podium not too bad there, ahead of Andre Jamil. And it's Dylan Vastenberg ahead of Carlo Durante. Preston Brennan in 7th place, ahead of Jordan Fingal on those soft tyres. Not the race he would have wanted in 8th there. Adrian Tishy there in 9th place, just ahead of Albert Asante. Kieran Kevin is in 11th there for the Toyota team. Behind him, it is Adam Richardson in 12th place for VW. Jonathan Mills behind him. Vishay Shah in 14th place. Daniel Solon takes the final points position for race 3. Just outside the points for race 3, we see Ben Driscoll in 16th, Adam Liu in 17th, Scott Sandover at 9th and 18th, and Matt Pouliot brings up the last position in the field. That's it then, folks, for the 12th event of the Global TC season. I do hope you have enjoyed it. What a thriller that race was in race 3. That was incredible stuff to watch. I do think that may have cost me my voice, though. Getting a bit croaky towards the end of that one. I do apologise if you noticed that. But wow, what a race we have seen. What races we have seen here today at Suzuka, a track which I wasn't sure how well it would deliver, and well, deliver it certainly has done. So, next time we will be going to Autopolis. We're staying in Japan, but we're not going back to Suzuka. We're going to the Autopolis circuit, so make sure to tune in next time, in a week's time, for the next event of the season. But until then, thank you for watching, and goodbye.